All right. Okay, I'd like to welcome everyone to the July 6th, 2020 meeting of the Delaware County Board of Commissioners. Would you please rise and join me in the pledge? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. I'm Jeff Benton, President of the Board this year. To my right is our Vice President, Gary Merrill, and our County Administrator, Mike Fromer. To my left is fellow Commissioner Barb Lewis, and our clerk this week, all week, is Sarah DeNova. So we can begin if she's ready. All right.
Resolution number 20-559, in the matter of approving the electronic record of the proceedings from regular meeting held June 29th, 2020.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 20-559. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-560, in the matter of approving purchase orders, then and now certificates and payments of awards in batch number CMA PR 0702 and memo transfers in batch numbers MTA PR 0702.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 20-560. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-561, in the matter of canceling this Commissioner session scheduled for Thursday, July 30th, 2020.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 20-561. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-562, in the matter of authorizing the use of a procurement card for the Veteran Services Department.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Don, anything to add to that?
I've had one for a few years now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, I thought I saw that, read you were retiring. Congratulations.
36 years, Republican.
You want to come up here so we
Yeah.
can?
Yeah.
Come on up.
Come on
Come
up.
up here when we heard on the record.
This is your last chance.
Yeah.
Maybe you can hear me with it on.
You can
you
take
hear me
that
with it
off.
on?
Yeah, take it off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so we record it properly.
right.
Well, 36 years of public service, 23 in the Navy and 13, so I'm 59, so I guess I'm retiring a little early, but I guess if I can make it happen, so. And as you know, my wife, she's had a cancer battle with non-Hodgkin's and stem cells and all that, and she's doing fine. She'll have, next month will be 1 year that she's cancer-free, so.
Sure.
I'm gonna, probably the time to do it, and I was telling Don I can go to Costco at 10 o'clock on a Monday morning, and there's only 6 people in the whole store. So, hey, the benefits.
While you're standing there,
Yeah.
Jeff, you might want to ask, what college team does he follow?
For college sports?
College sports, yeah.
I don't think I'm even bother gonna ask. I think I know the answer.
OU, of course, not Ohio,
OU.
Ohio University?
not Ohio University, but
And not a, yeah.
we just get embarrassed in the playoffs, that's all.
Yeah.
So we got to
Yeah.
stop that.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah,
And Don,
thank you for your
when
service.
do you retire, actually?
I think my last day on the payroll is October 16th. I'll work through the end of August.
Oh, okay, so you'll be around for.
Yeah, I'll be around.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm doing
good.
some turnover and training for, and then we'll probably post the position and to coincide with the new budget year, do
Okay.
an in-house posting,
Oh, okay.
because it's a,
Okay.
You say end of August, it's not that far away.
No.
We're already through the summer.
Gosh, I guess not. It sounds still.
I know it's making, I'm a little nervous, you know, how obviously you go through phases in life, and you're like, well, shoot, can I do this, and you're crunching numbers frontwards, backwards, sideways, and, I mean, I still have one girl in high school, but, it's, God will take care of us, so, He's going to provide, so.
Well,
that-
yeah, thank
that's
you
all
for
I
your
got.
service, and thank you for taking such good care of our veterans.
All right, thank you,
They're
guys.
Very, very important part of our community, so.
It's been great serving you, and I'm a big fan of yours. By the way, just a side note, Diane, Sandy from the fair emailed me and asked me if we were going to be having the dinner. And I said, well, I don't know. I said, I'll pass that on. She wanted to get my commissioner's take on it. And, so that's going to be a thing of discussion the next week. Because the Fair Board, I think, is going to discuss it on July 22nd. They're going to decide if they're going to have the dinner or not.
The Friday night dinner. I sure hope we can. I mean, that's a great event and very well attended and great recognition of our vets and so on.
Just looking at right now, looking at everything and how things are evolving, and it is an older crowd, and
Yeah.
it's a buffet, and
Yeah.
so when you think about social distancing and the older crowd, and,
Vulnerable.
I don't know how that's possible, but,
Yeah.
unless they just have less people, attend, I don't know, so.
I think that's one of those decisions you have to do closer to the deadline and kind of look at the landscape and decide what makes sense. I don't think any of us can predict what
Yeah.
September is going to hold.
Yeah, that's,
Right, yeah, things change daily.
yep.
All right, but
All right, thank you, Don.
Thank you, Don.
Okay, did we do vote yet? We'll do a vote now.
Vote on motion 2-0.
Don's already left. I assume he
Oh.
knows how the vote's going to go.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-563, in the matter of authorizing the county administrator to represent the board at and approve and execute all documents associated with the closing of the Bright Farm Agricultural Easement 2018 Ohio Department of Agricultural Local Agricultural Easement Purchase Program.
That was so moved.
That seems kind
I didn't know if you were finished or not.
Yeah.
Second.
Yeah. I can, yeah,
of, it does look like an extra agriculture in there.
Yeah.
But not sure. Anyway, we know what it is.
Yeah.
And we'll have some
it
discussion,
probably is,
please.
I think it is correct, though, but it is.
Ohio Department of Agriculture.
Oh, yeah, it is a
Local
Department of
Agricultural
Agricultural
Purchase
local.
Program.
Right, yeah. I know. I
Jack
could-
Longsmith, Delaware Sloan Water, good morning. I know you guys normally get to see Scott a whole lot,
Yeah.
so here I am today. in
Scott,
his
no
place.
Brett.
He just got back from vacation this morning, so.
Oh, yeah.
I'm the one who's been doing the legwork for the Ag Easement Program for the past 3 years, so if you have any questions, I'm hoping, you have multiple authorizations. I'm hoping to get our 2018 easements closed before the end of this year. That was my goal back in January. We'll see if we can make that happen. But we did successfully close the Gabriel easement back at the end of April with everything going on, and it was great that the county was able to come together, the recorder's office, everyone, and get that finished up for us. So I appreciate it.
Okay. I
Thank
don't
you.
know if I had any questions or anything, but, this has been going on for years. I mean, it's 2 years into
Standard.
2018. I know it just takes a long time to get these done. I added it up. It's close to 600 acres in the,
Yes.
I think, 10 parcels or 10 programs or 10 applicants.
Once we had quite a lot in 2018, about 350 acres that we're hoping to get closed this year, including our pending acreage, which we were just notified of the 2020 being accepted. They've made their selections last week. Total, we should have about 1,700 acres once all the pending ones are
With the
through.
all the prior years added together, it'll be about 1,700 acres. Oh, okay.
That's interesting.
Nice, big chunk of ground.
Quite a lot. That includes the donated easements that were privately donated before
Oh,
we
okay.
started working with
Okay,
you as the
great.
commissioners, so.
Okay,
Thank you.
take a vote.
Vote on motion 20-563. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-564, in the matter of authorizing the county administrator to represent the board at and approve and execute all documents associated with the closing of the Joe Brack Farm Agricultural Easement 2018 Ohio Department of Agricultural Local Agricultural Easement Purchase Program.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Any further comments on these next few? Okay. All right, take a vote.
Vote on motion 20-564. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-565, in the matter of authorizing the county administrator to represent the board at and approve and execute all documents associated with the closing of the Newhouse Farm Agricultural Easement 2018 Ohio Department of Agriculture Local Agricultural Easement Purchase Program.
So move.
Second?
Discussion? Vote.
Vote on motion 20-565. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
20, resolution number 20-566, in the matter of authorizing the county administrator to represent the board at and approve and execute all documents associated with the closing of the Newhouse Wade Farm Agricultural Easement 2018 Ohio Department of Agricultural, I can't say that word, Agriculture, Department Agricultural Easement Purchase Program.
So move.
Second?
Discussion.
I know. It's
Killing me today.
I think we ought to start over at the first one.
Yeah.
No, thank you. Vote on motion 20-566. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-567, in the matter of approving the county administrator to represent the board at and approve and execute all documents associated with the closing of the Sherman Farm Agricultural Easement 2018 Ohio Department of Agriculture Local Agricultural Easement Purchase Program.
So move.
Second?
I didn't quite catch that. Can you read that?
I think the president should review that one.
Discussion? No discussion, we'll take a vote.
Vote on motion 20-567. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-568, in the matter of authorizing the submitting of an application for the Department of Youth Services Reclaim Grant for the Delaware County Probate Juvenile Court.
So moved?
Second.
Discussion?
No agriculture here,
Yeah,
sorry.
no, I don't know.
This is the annual submission of our Department of Youth Services Reclaim Grant. This year, we've also included the $150K for the second year of the competitive Reclaim Grant, which runs the assessment center down in the Willis building. So this runs our probation department, our intake department, the family advocates, and now our assessment center as well. You'll notice that the variable amount, which is the $395K, is more than last year. That's based upon our decrease in bed days.
Okay.
Okay. History, I know we've had this for a long
Been going
time.
on for a very long time. The base rate is based upon the census, so we are expecting an increase in that as well. And again, the variable is based upon the number of bed days that we use comparative to the other counties. We've had the very large reconstruction of our services, moving more towards, family-based services versus probation. So it's been a really interesting change over the last couple of years with this program.
Okay.
Okay.
Vote?
Vote on motion 20-568. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-569, in the matter of authorizing the submitting of an application to the Ohio Attorney General Victims of Crime Act for the Victim Services Program and the Court-Appointed Special Advocate Program for Delaware County Juvenile and Probate Court.
So move.
Second?
Discussion?
So the first one is our Victim Services Grant. This is supporting victims of juvenile offenses. It's the only program like it here. It's been really great. We've been supporting 2 full-time staff members on it. We've moved down to 1.5 staff members. We're returning restitution to the victims. We're making sure that we're linking services for victims for all different, crimes that are committed by juveniles here. The second one is our CASA program, which has been running with Delaware and Union County since 2015. You'll notice that this one doesn't have any local cash match. This is now the second year that we've done it entirely on volunteer hours. We have about 40 volunteers supporting the children of both Delaware and Union County. So I'm very pleased that we've been able to do this again, second year in a row without asking for the commissioner's commitment of cash towards this program. It currently has 4 full-time staff members, and we've now worked with Ohio CASA to support a program assistant out at the Union County, so we can get some additional personnel to help, monitor and manage all of those volunteers and all of the cases that we're seeing come through without, again, asking for additional money for that personnel line.
There's been an increase.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're both great programs, boy. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Vote?
Vote on motion 20-569. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Karen.
Karen.
Resolution number 20-570, in the matter of approving Amendment Number 1 to the agreement between the Delaware County Board of Commissioners and Rist Engineering Company for plan review services.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Good morning, Commissioners. Dwayne Matlack, Code Compliance. This is an amendment to increase the monetary amount for the original contract with Rist Engineering in order to continue outsourced plan review, which is needed for our department.
How's the usage been the last few months? with the-
Well, usage is actually increased. We have, we're up 20% commercial over last year. The last month and a half has been exceptionally busy. We've had a lot of multifamily. There's some manufacturing that has come in, a new school. It's been very busy, and we've utilized Gary quite a bit.
That's certainly good to hear in these different times that we're able to keep things going.
Yes,
Good,
it's-
good, and it makes sense to use a outsource to handle the excess, and so good. Vote?
Vote on motion 20-570. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
How are things going in your new role?
It's busy. There's a bit of a learning curve with the additional duties that go on top of it, but we are handling it, and hopefully everything continues to go well.
Yeah, and hopefully you guys stay busy. That's good for everybody.
That's,
At
boy,
this
that is
point,
good
it
news.
appears that we will.
You will. Right.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay?
Thank you, Dwayne.
Thanks, Dwayne.
Resolution number 20-571, in the matter of approving the sanitary sewer improvement plans for Myers Property CAD.
So moved. Oh,
Second. You choose.
Yeah, you got them. All right, discussion.
Hi, Kelly Theo with the Delaware County Regional Sewer District. This plan set was reviewed by staff and found to meet our specifications, and we're recommending approval at this time.
Okay, vote?
Vote on motion 20-571. Mrs. Lewis?
aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-572, in the matter of approving the sanitary sewers agreements for Evans Farm Marketplace and Evans Farm Marketplace Townhomes West.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Work on that.
These agreements are our standard agreement, and they've been reviewed, and we're recommending their approval.
Yeah, I asked Director Tiffany Mag, what's the status of this one, because this project is high profile, and we're all interested in seeing this development move along, and...
From what our department is seeing, they're ready to get into construction. They want this to move forward rather quickly, like they are pushing for a pre-construction meeting, and it'll be a couple of commercial buildings out closer to Lewis Center Road, and then townhomes with attached garages, or I think there's like a small yard and then a garage, all in like a fenced area with townhome. It's close to like 30 townhomes split between like 11 buildings.
Right.
So,
Yeah, and I think the way it's set up is when you go into Evans Farm, the commercial buildings will be on the right.
Yep.
Retail, maybe some apartments above even, and then
Yes.
parking behind, so parking to the east. And then as you turn left on that first turn, that's where the townhomes will go.
yeah, they're calling for townhomes on both sides of the hot dog, I think it's been called.
Yeah, hot dog.
So right there at the bottom of that, there's
Okay, so
are
it'll be
all
on-
the townhome
Going
units.
both directions, east and west from the main road there.
Yeah, and they aren't asking for a connection at this time, but there will also be commercial on both sides of the road. But yeah, all that we know at this time is that on the east side of Evans Farm Drive is where the first commercial will go.
Yeah, okay. It's good to see
Right,
these
yeah.
projects moving along and get some commercial activity in the area. I think it'll be well supported. There's a lot of rooftops in the area, and
Right.
so good to see some retail coming in there. Okay, we'll take a vote.
Vote on motion 20-572. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-573, in the matter of accepting sanitary sewer improvements for Old Harbor Estates, Section 2.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion?
Yeah, these sewers have met all of the testing requirements, so we're asking for them to be accepted at this time.
Okay, vote.
Vote on motion 20-573. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye. Okay, thanks, Kelly.
Does anybody know how the sales of the larger homes are going
At Evans?
at Evans?
Don't
Oh,
know any of the
good.
details. Mike may be able to fill us in.
Yeah, we had a meeting with Evans Farm the other day, and they were indicating, there were, I think a lot of the homes from some of the parade homes were still available, and there's been people buying them very quickly because of the lack of inventory of new builds and stuff like that. So,
Oh, okay.
my understanding was when we met probably 3 weeks ago that they've sold several of the existing homes that were, and we're pretty excited about the recent surge in activity.
Oh, that's good. They're beautiful homes, my gosh.
Very impressed. I didn't think I liked the long, narrow look, but actually, touring, I thought they was laid out well.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
very well laid out.
Oh, that's good news.
Beautiful.
Thanks.
Beautiful homes. Okay, thanks, Kelly.
Thank you, Kelly.
Resolution number 20-574, in the matter of approving and authorizing the county administrator to sign and present an affidavit for a drawing under the letter of credit number 200551510 relative to the Britton Woods subdivision public improvements.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Morning, Commissioners. Rob Riley, Chief Deputy Engineer. This resolution relates to a subdivision located in Genoa Township off Red Bank Road, just east of Hoover Reservoir. In March of 2018, your board approved the standard owner's development agreement for that project, providing for the street and stormwater construction. Most of that work was done during 2018. Some of the work had to be finished in 2019. We've been through several rounds of communication with the developer of that project, and there's still, 2 years later, remains work that has not yet been finished. Most of it I would call relatively minor remedial type work, ditch grading, seeding, erosion control, some drainage work. Total amount is less than $64,000. That's the amount of the surety that we are holding for completion of that work. As recently as May of this year, we sent a final letter to the developer basically stating if you don't have the work done by July 1st, we're going to have to take action to get the work done. We basically heard nothing until about 2 weeks ago, basically the developer saying, well, he's now working with or looking to find a contractor to start work on that. So what we'd like to do is ask your board to approve withdrawing the $64,400 letter of credit, place that amount in escrow. Once we have that, we'll begin selecting a contractor. Obviously, if the developer goes ahead and does the work, we won't need to do that. We'll simply refund the money. But we don't want to go through another winter cycle. By the time September rolls around, we'd like to have a contractor on board so we can get the roadside work done, get it seeded, fully established before the winter comes. So that's the background on where we are and how we got here. So any questions I can answer.
Yeah, are there lots that are sold?
There are lots that have been sold.
Okay.
And so obviously those owners of those new lots have a reasonable expectation that the work should be done.
Sure.
Or should have been done. But yes.
Okay. I pass there, of course, on my way to work, and it's all, there's a road going back there, and which was done, like you said.
Yes.
In 18, but then no activity beyond that.
You're being very nice not to mention the name of the developer, but I won't mention it either, but we would hope that we get better response in the future.
Right.
Yeah, and we certainly try to be fair and allow things happen. We
Sure.
know that, but we feel like we've provided enough time. And now that lots have been sold, I think that's that the important thing is the new owners have a reasonable expectation that the work be done.
This is very rare to have to actually draw on a letter of credit. I'm not sure I've seen it in my 5 years, but it is very rare. Thankfully, that means the developers are doing their work and working well with the engineers department. But it does sound like this is one of those rare times. where
I think
we
it's an
get it.
exception. As you said, that this does not happen very often.
Yeah.
I think the development community here has been very responsive on projects.
How many lots are there? Because I've seen actually then different signs off of that main entryway.
I don't know the exact number. It's probably 15 to 20 lots.
Okay, okay, all right.
All right, we'll take a vote.
Vote on motion 20-574. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-575, in the matter of approving a ditch maintenance petition and the ditch maintenance assessments for Ironwood subdivision.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion.
This is our standard drainage maintenance petition involving a small subdivision located off of Plantation Road in Porter Township. This will place the storm sewer system, or stormwater management system on the county's drainage maintenance program.
Okay, vote.
Vote on motion 20-575. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-576, in the matter of approving a contract of sale and purchase with Linda Matthews and David G. Matthews for 1904 Rob Miller Road.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
This is a parcel that I believe I've discussed with you in the past relating to a future project, and we were successful in negotiating a purchase price basically at the appraised amount, and so we'd like to go ahead and purchase this property in anticipation of that future project.
Was this did we do an appraisal of this? Because I won't make a comment, but the house seems in disrepair, but I just commented. But, okay.
Yeah, it's a southwest corner
Southwest corner.
of the intersection, yeah. And I know we've got long-term plans to develop that area, intersection in particular, redo the intersection. Okay, vote.
Vote on motion 20-576. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Aye.
Resolution number 20-577, in the matter of approving the plat of subdivision for Grace's Place.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion.
Grace's Place is a small subdivision located off of South Old 3C Highway, just north of Mount Royal Avenue in Genoa Township. This is our standard, this is the plat, so this has been through the required approvals by the county, and we're recommending your approval.
Vote.
Vote on motion 20-577. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-578, in the matter of approving a professional services agreement with Jacobs Engineering Group Incorporated for the project known as DEL-CR 124-5.12 Part 2 Home Road Improvements.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
This is a project I believe you're familiar with. We actually initiated some of the planning work on this about 3 or 4 years ago, maybe longer. CH2M Hill was the firm that helped us with the planning study for this, basically going between Liberty Road and 315 past the Olentangy Caverns, looking at that section of road to see what type of upgrades it needs and which upgrades are actually feasible to do. We've been sitting on that for some time, knowing that we have some other projects in the pipeline, notably the 315 intersection that will be wrapped up here in the next month or two, and then the section east of 315 going up to 23 that we're planning on building potentially starting late next year, more than likely 2022. So we feel it's appropriate to go ahead and resume work on this, the project we're talking to you about today, through the woods and past the caverns. CH2M Hill was acquired by Jacobs Engineering, a public company, so it's the same team that worked on the planning study. So we've basically negotiated an agreement to finalize the design and the construction plans for this project. What we're proposing to do is construct a 3-lane section, so with a center turn lane through that area from Liberty Road over to 315, and also providing for a shared use path along that corridor. It'll be a difficult project, there's no question. It will be difficult and impactful, but fortunately, I think we've come up with a relatively creative way to minimize the disturbance in that corridor. It's one that, it's a project I think is needed based on safety and the growing traffic in that area. I don't want to go off on too much of a tangent, but obviously the bulk of the growth we've seen in the county has been kind of in the center 1/3, kind of from, from Route 257 over to I-71 south of the city of Delaware. And so this project kind of lies right at the heart of that. The growth on Home Road has really been pretty rapid over the last 10 years, the traffic growth, I should say. And so we've been really successful in implementing projects kind of over the years on a section-by-section basis. This basically addresses the remaining section of Home Road that we haven't yet touched. So again, we just want to get started with the final design on this and be ready to go. Probably construction looking 24, 25, so we're still quite a few years away from starting and putting a shovel in the ground, but a project like this will take some time to develop. So, sorry for the long-winded explanation. I can
Right,
answer any
yeah.
questions.
Yeah. I was going to ask you about the update on the 315 and Home Road intersection, but you said a month or two. Is it closer to a month or two? Or
Closer to a month. We're expecting August. We've been really fortunate to get some dry weather finally for the last few weeks, although it's hot, but at least it's dry. That has enabled some of the dirt work to get done, and things are going well now. We're up out of the mud, so to speak, and the bridge work is, I'd say, closer to being finished than it is to being started. So
Yeah, yeah.
we'll look forward to getting that back open in August, and I know a lot of folks are looking forward to that.
Yeah, and again, this is all part of our master strategy to have a good east-west connector in southern Delaware County, and these pieces are just, they add more finish to that goal, so it's good to see, but it does take a long time. So, how's Home Road extension coming along east of 23?
Very good. Same explanation. Thankfully, we've had some dry weather in the last month to get most of the dirt work done. You'll start to see actual pavement emerging very soon. Curbs, all the underground work is essentially done, the storm sewer system and the sanitary work. I think, as last I heard, we're still on track to have that open this fall. And so we'll keep pushing ahead on that, and hopefully the dry weather holds at least for a while until we get through the weather-sensitive work.
Yeah, the 23 work, the work on repaving and striping the 23 area around that is all done. Looks great.
Yeah.
And you can tell they're about ready to pave going east, so that's good to see. How about Hyatt's? Well, we got you, and we're in southern Delaware County.
Yes. So Shanahan Road is paved, probably about a week behind where we'd like to be on the
He was
Shanahan.
supposed to be open the 4th, because you told me that.
Well, that was our expectation.
I was going to ask you about that, just a tongue in cheek.
Yeah, so that should be wrapped up this week with Shanahan Road, and then work will flip to the Hyatt Road side. The sanitary sewer, the pump station work is moving along. That's a really big
Oh, my gosh.
hole if you've been up there.
Oh, my gosh, what a hole.
Massive. But yeah, it's moving along, and last I heard from the project manager, everything is still on track to be done by the required completion dates. So
It looks close. I drove by there Saturday and Sunday. Yellow lines haven't been put in and that kind of, but it looks
Right.
like it's very close.
yeah, I'll need to check. I think they're striping that either tomorrow or Wednesday. So.
Yeah, looked like it was ready to stripe. Okay, well, thanks for the updates, and we will take a vote.
Vote on motion 20-578. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Rob?
Resolution number 20-579. In the matter of establishing a new fund and new organization key for retroactive to June 22nd, 2020.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion?
Morning, Commissioners. Mike Fromer, County Administrator. This action will allow the county auditor to distribute the CARES Act money to the local government entities in the county based on the local government formula.
So is this kind of the clearing for all the entities in the county that
It is.
will get funding through the CARES Act?
Yeah, so we will be getting the allocation for Delaware County, and then there's per the local government fund formula, there'll be allocations for all the municipalities and townships and entities for the monies available. And the county also has a portion of that as well.
Right. Okay. All right, vote.
Vote on motion 20-579. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Aye.
Brings us to administrator reports.
I have nothing to report today, so.
All right. Commissioner Merrill?
I only have one thing today, and it's more of an editorial comment than anything else, but coming from a newspaper background, I think it's appropriate. I thought our president did an outstanding job at Mount Rushmore Friday night, and I thought he was very neutral, very calm in his comments. And I get up Saturday morning and I read on the website, AP, and kind of a newspaper background, it even makes me further upset. Trump pushes racial division. Back 17, 18 years ago, when I was publisher of newspapers, I terminated a publisher because he editorialized on the front page of the paper. I warned him once, and 2 weeks later he repeated, and he was terminated. This is standard procedure anymore. There was nothing in that speech that could, and the headline should have been neutral at best, at worst. And to editorialize in that headline, I think is inappropriate, and AP should be better than that. So that's my comment today, and shame on the Associated Press.
Okay. Mr. Lewis?
Yeah, thanks for your comments.
Yeah, very, sadly.
Very, yeah, sadly, yeah,
Many of the
yeah.
news outlets have become
It's one of the reasons people have lost so much,
confidence and respect.
yes, for the press, yeah. I mean, they're, yeah.
It just go down the line. It just,
Yeah,
it's
right.
it's really gotten to be an absurdity.
The edit, yeah, that's just wrong.
You know, you go back 25 years ago, the word liberal now has a whole different connotation today. I worked at the Dispatch one time. The Dispatch went out of their way to maintain neutrality in the news stories and kept it to the editorial page where it belonged. That's all gone today, and that's unfortunate.
It really is, because people need facts.
Right.
And not just listen to somebody who has a certain point of view. I just like to say that July 4th, such an important holiday, honoring those, our forefathers who wrote the Declaration of Independence, where all men, it pointed out, are created equal. And I mean, just a beautiful, just a, not only was it beautiful and well-written, but it has stood the test of time. And so us honoring the Declaration of Independence is very appropriate on July 4th. Also, you know, our forefathers, many of them did believe in the good Lord, and the Declaration of Independence also points that out too. So.
In judging our founding fathers 200 plus years later, it just defies comment. It's just, and Theodore Roosevelt, you're talking about a guy who, the first black person invited to the White House to eat dinner, and you know, his statue's under dispute in New York City. It's just gotten really ridiculous. And the founding fathers, where we are today is a result of the founding fathers and what they did. And it's unfortunate that we have groups out there who do not know their history.
That is right. Well, and this country has the longest history of freedom of any country in the world.
And the founding fathers created a structure where we can make changes.
That's right. peacefully.
They need to be peacefully, and they have been made. Many changes that need to be made.
And we
have
can
been
make,
And we
and
can
need
continue
to
to.
make future changes, but we can do that peacefully.
Right.
And in that time frame, you're trying to save a country, you're trying to seek independence. I don't think anyone suggested it was a perfect document. That's why we had amendments. But it was a darn good first effort that really set us on the role of being what we are today, a free country. And they should be honored and respected for what they did.
Yes.
Those founding fathers risked everything.
Everything.
Their lives, their
property.
livelihood, their wealth, their everything, and, to create this country. So,
That's it.
okay. Yeah, it was an unusual 4th of July, to say the least. Not many fireworks, and parades and so on, but hopefully next year at this time, we'll get those redone. Some cities and villages are considering doing a celebration later on in the year. Hope that can happen, but we'll have to see how that goes. The State House is working on liability protection for businesses, jurisdictions, agencies, et cetera, from COVID frivolous lawsuits, which have already started to occur, because it could really hurt all those entities as they try to restart and get going again. It doesn't look likely anything will happen before September. The House and the Senate have very different versions, and it doesn't look like they'll be able to figure out the differences and reconcile the differences until at least September. So anyway, hopefully that'll happen soon. Sebco's wellness vendor has been replaced. I don't know, Dawn, if you had any comments you wanted to make on that? I know you've sent out an email to everyone. Might be good to just re-mention that in session here.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah, because again, it was in
Yeah.
turmoil, and now I think we've got it resolved, and it looks like it's going to go forward.
Yes, it's resolved. HealthWorks is actually taking over to complete the 2019-2020 wellness program. The only requirement will be employees and their covered spouses to complete the actual blood work. We have 2 on-sites that we have scheduled in July. July 14th is the first day, and I think, don't quote me, but I think the 24th is the second day. We're still waiting on the scheduling and how employees will sign up for that. So that should come out, I would think, today or tomorrow. But anyone who hasn't completed their blood work would have the opportunity to complete it through the on-site, through their physician, and also through LabCorp. But we are waiting to get that information in order for LabCorp to know that the employees and their covered spouses are Delaware County employees. And those details, unfortunately, have taken a little bit of time, but the information that we had through Interactive Health and those barcodes no longer are viable and can't be used. So it's been a challenge, as you know.
Oh, boy, and you and Cindy Blair have done yeoman's work. I mean, and then to have this happen, it's been a challenge, but you're working around it, and it's going to work.
Yeah, we're definitely doing the best we can, and, we really commend the employees that had gotten everything completed and earned their 600 points, and, I know that definitely should be recognized, and, certainly it speaks to their commitment to their health and well-being, and we look forward to the 2020-2021 program, and hopefully we can make some headway with that, with getting everybody on board.
It's great.
Yep, yeah, thanks for all your work on that, and
Oh, no problem.
getting it resolved as best we can. It isn't perfect by any means, but
It's not perfect, but it's a way to move forward, and the blood work is the most important piece, so,
and again, it just reemphasizes our focus on wellness.
absolutely.
Wellness, maintenance, and investigation, and so on is very important.
Yes.
And hopefully we can continue that momentum, because last year we made huge strides, in getting participation in the program.
We did. So was hoping that we could see an increase in participation for this year, but with everything going on, I think we need to wait until next year to see how that goes. So, thank you.
Okay, thanks, Don.
Thank you.
Just a couple of the things. We've got library board interviews this afternoon, and then we have a TID meeting scheduled for Wednesday. I'm not sure that it's going to actually occur. We're not sure there's enough agenda. And then want to just wrap up with just mentioning in session that we had some very shocking and very sad news last week. A sewer department employee was killed in a traffic accident, and Zach Marsh was his name. He's a young man and leaves a family behind, young family, and it's very sad. So we want to make sure we just mention Zach. We don't know details of service and so on, but I think he'd been with the department for 3 years and was doing a great job. So anyway, thoughts and prayers out to Zach's
Yes.
family. Very, very tragic, lose someone so young, leave a family behind. So we do need to go into executive session.
Resolution number 20-580, in the matter of adjourning into executive session for consideration of appointment, compensation of a public employee or public official.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 20-580. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
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 All right, we're in executive session. We just stay here.
Resolution number 20-581, in the matter of adjourning out of executive session.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 20-581. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Okay, we are adjourned out of executive session, and now we're going to go into recess until, we'll just say 1:30, and we'll do the library board interviews as they come in. So we're recessed until